Hello and welcome back to Key Comic Universe. Back here with another comic book haul. Now I've been doing these not quite as often. I used to do these like every week or two. But I kind of just realized it's better to do it like once a month, do big old video. Most of the stuff I picked up during the month. But if you guys prefer like me doing these like more often with like smaller amounts, let me know. But before I get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, I would recommend it, and it would be pretty cool of you to do. Plus, then you won't miss out on any future videos. Also, check me out on Instagram at Key Comic Universe. That's where I talk about a bunch of other comic book stuff, as well as do sales. And everything I show in these videos will be available unless otherwise stated. So yeah, just feel free to reach out. Okay, starting off, we have some of the cheaper books from this week. The Atom issue number 24. This is just a good filler reader DC book. Very affordable, very cool book. Next up, we got Black Adam issue number 1. Another really cool DC book, first issue. Not as good as the variant, that book is kind of wild, but, this is still a good one, still the first issue. So, yeah. Okay, next we got Thunderbolts issue number 128. Now, I try to stay away from variants. I'm not the biggest on variants, but if I see something where I'm like, okay, that's pretty sick, or if it's something that I know has some value behind it, or if it's just something that I like the artwork of, I will pick it up. And this is Thunderbolts number 128, third printing, Great Green Goblin cover. Next up is Thunderbolts issue number 150 variant. Great battle between Thor and Juggernaut. Now, people are listing this book at crazy prices on eBay. Don't pay the eBay prices. This book should probably be, in my opinion, goes for around 10 and 15 bucks. But, if you're there on eBay looking around, people are asking wild amounts for this book. Hey, maybe one day this book will be selling at those wild amounts, but we'll just have to see in the future. Okay, next up is Deadpool Max, issue number 1. Now, I thought this book used to go for, way more money, and I thought it used to be a pretty crazy book. But I guess it's cooled off, but, still a great book to pick up. And, if you're getting like a 9.0, 9.2 or higher, definitely still worth to pick up if you see it for a good price. And, it can still be a book in double digits. Also, I think this is like the series with Hydra Bob, and again, I haven't read this series in forever, but I do remember him being in there, so yeah, pretty cool, awesome character as well. Okay, next up is 52 Week 7. This is the first cameo / first kind of appearance of Batwoman, but still cool book. I honestly think it should be equal to the value of the other one. Talking about the other one, found another copy of 52 Week 7, Batwoman Begins. And this is like her first story, all that type of fun stuff. But yeah, anytime I see 7, I always see 11. And pretty much anytime I see 11, I see 7. So I'm always picking these up in tandem. Okay, next up is 52 Week 12. This is the first appearance of Second Iris. Very cool book. Doesn't have like a big money behind it right now. It's not like the biggest thing ever. But still a good book to pick up. And in the future, I think this book has a real good future. Okay, next up we have ASM issue number 799. Now, this isn't like a first appearance or anything. You could argue that's like the second appearance of Red Goblin or something like that, or not second appearance, something like that. Anyways, this book is still really good in my opinion, just because of the awesome artwork on it, done by Del Otto. Just such a cool book in my opinion. Next up, talking about Del Otto, I did manage to pick up a few Del Otto variants this week. So next one is ASM 47. Very cool book. Awesome cover artwork by Del Otto. I just always think his work stands out, so I'll pick it up anytime I see it. Next up is ASM 50, the Del Otto variant. Another great cover, great issue. Just really cool stuff. Love picking up that Del Otto. And then finally for Del Otto, ASM number 77. Great Dr. Octopus cover. Very cool. Dr. Octopus isn't like fully shown on it, but his ankles are. His extra arms are. So, I count as one. But just a great book as well. And, of course, Virgin plus regular variant. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to pick up a bunch of those together as a set. Okay, next up, ASM 88. This book was hot forever ago. People were all over this book, and now, it's not anywhere close to where it was at. But this book is still pretty awesome. First Queen Goblin, so yeah. And this is the, I believe, Patrick Gleason one. Well, his signature and all that stuff is on it, but just want to double check. Still a great book. Still awesome. Okay, moving on. We've got some more DC. Starting off, we have Flashpoint issue number 1. This is the first print. Very cool. I have the third print. I guess now I gotta go out there and find a second print. Do the whole set, all that type of cool stuff. Next up is Flashpoint issue number 2. Great cover, really great series. This series is definitely one of the, I want to say it's one of the best, but it's definitely one of my favorite series that DC has done. And the movie adaptation that was animated, great adaptation on it. Really enjoyed that as well. And then we got issue number 5. Now I know it's not like a complete set or anything, but I know I have these books now, and just great reading material. Always good to have extra copies, all that type of stuff. Next up is Green Lantern issue number 25. This is featuring a lot of cameos, first appearances, all that type of stuff of a ton of different characters. So many. This book has been talked about so much. I'm not going to get too far into it, but just a great issue. Good book to have. This one isn't perfect, but doesn't matter. Just a good book. Okay, next up is Spawn issue number 9. This is the first appearance of Angela, who is rumored, or I guess is supposed to appear in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Great book. Classic Spawn, McFarlane. I mean, not my favorite series of all time, but his stuff was always solid. Always solid to pick up. And then finally for this section on DC is Superman Batman number 23. I believe this is the first full issue where Batman Beyond is in the DC universe, like the main ones. I mean, that's a pretty cool book. I think I also have 22 around here. So, just finishing up a set of that series. Very cool. Definitely a good book. One of the better books from that series for just looking at from Key's perspective. But the whole series is a really good read. Always like those Batman and Superman team-ups. Okay, now we're getting into a big stack. This next big stack is just all one series. And I was lucky enough to find a lot of these just in one place. All these ones just come from one place. So that's going to be pretty sick. And I was pretty happy when I saw this. So starting off, we have Captain America 114. Now, I should mention that there aren't going to be any big keys in here, but there's going to be minor ones I'll talk about. But 114, pretty cool book. My camera's out. Focus, come on. Okay, there we go. 114, awesome book. Great cover, in my opinion. This one is not in the best of shape, however. Next one is Captain America number 120. Another great cover. Just a really cool book altogether. Gotta love that early Captain America stuff from that run. Just great reading material. Captain America number 121. And the great thing also is that all of these are very affordable. None of these are going to cost you arm and leg unless it's super high grade. So yeah, just great ones. Captain America number 122. Love this cover. Awesome Scorpion versus Captain America. It's just such a cool book. I mean, this is one of the few covers from this series where I'm oh man, that's just so sick. And I'm talking from, especially the early Silver Age ones. There's a few distinct covers, and to me, that's one of them. Next is 123. Another pretty cool book. Great stuff for Captain America. Now we got issue number 124. Another really cool book. Looks like he's facing off against AIM. I haven't read these yet. Even though the reader copies for some of them. But, going definitely to sit down and read these. And also, I haven't read Captain America in years. It's been years since I've read some good Captain America. So, I guess it's just a perfect opportunity to get some reading material in. Captain America 125. Another great cover. This is another one of those standout covers, in my opinion. Just really eye-catching stuff, especially with, colors on this one. But anyways, moving on. Captain America issue, and I was able to find 2 of these. Captain America 126. This is another great book. I've seen this book quite a bit. I've been able to find this book quite a few times, but this is the first time where Falcon wears Captain America's suit. And it's also the first appearance of Diamond Head. So yeah, I always think this book is super cool, undervalued for sure, especially with what's going on in the MCU. I know a lot of people are focusing on, like, you know, when Falcon actually gets called Captain America. But I mean, this is the first time he's wearing the suit, so I think there should be a little bit of importance put behind this book, at least more than where it's at. But anyways, still a pretty cool book. Still enjoy it. Next up, Captain America number 127. Just another great reading issue. I just really enjoy how affordable Captain America is. Just, you know, if you see these for a good price, I'm just going to pick them up. 128. I think this one's like one of the lower grade ones I picked up, but you know, still a great book. Great cover. Captain America going up against a motorcycle gang. Captain America number 129. Vengeance of the Red Skull. All that cool stuff. So, yeah. 129. Next up is 130. Another pretty cool cover. I wouldn't say it's like iconic or anything, but you know, you get one of these really nice action covers where he's facing off against a bunch of other supervillains. I always think that's really cool. And you know, got the Hulk in there as well, supposedly. Then we got issue number 131. A little bit of a tease with this book. Bucky returning. I don't know how many times Marvel did this. I think they did it quite a few times where they had Bucky like supposedly returning, and then it's like, nah, just kidding. And then we got Captain America 136. So yeah, these are average around 4.0. Some of them are a little bit higher than 4.0, others are a little bit lower, but that's where kind of average is at. Next up, just knocked out with my arm or hand. But anyways, next book is Giant Size X-Men number 2, not number 1. If it was number 1, that would be huge. That would be a great pickup. But, you know, number 2 is still a great book, great cover. So, yeah, happy picking that one up. Next, we got West Coast Avengers, issue number 45. This is the first appearance of White Vision, a newsstand. Now, of course, with this book, you want really high grades with this one for it to really have, like, a lot of staying power. Especially, like, you know, where it's not moving as much, at least from what I've seen. But this one's still decent copy. It's not like super high grades. It's not like the low VFs, like a 7.0, 7.5, but still a great book. Maybe a little bit lower. I mean, I've kind of been looking at this one, and I've fully made up my mind on it. But, you know, still a great book. Love seeing it, love picking it up. Now, next up, we got Uncanny X-Men issue number 114. This is the first time they use Uncanny at the top for the X-Men. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Kind of a minor, kind of significant thing, I guess. If you want to argue that's significant, I would. But, another cool thing about this book is that this one's a really nice copy. It has a couple of minor spine ticks and a little bit of wear right over here on this side, on the right side of the book. But, I mean, outside of that, it's really great, really nice page quality. So, yeah, can't complain. Okay, next up, we got Fantastic Four, issue number, or not issue number 5, that would be pretty crazy, but annual/special number 5. This is the first appearance of Psycho Man. Honestly, I've been searching for this book for a while because online this book has been selling at prices where I'm kind of like, I don't feel comfortable paying that. Now, I don't even think this book's reached its peak, but I can see this book easily dropping off or dropping a lot more than what it has in the past. And, you know, it just kind of plays in with that whole speculation thing. So I was trying to find a copy because online, even for a low grade, I see them going on usually around $40, $30 on the very low end. I just couldn't do that. I always thought, hey, if you can get a copy for between $10 to $20-ish, you're doing pretty well. That's a good price, even for a low grade. So, you know, when I finally stumbled upon one that was in that price range, I was like, hey, that's pretty nice. That's a good pickup. You know, I'm not crazy. I'm not going to say like $40 for this book. It's low grade. But, you know, it's a good copy to have. And then if someone picks it up, that's also awesome and good. Okay, I got one slab, and yeah, this is going to be like the bigger books. Now, I didn't pick up like a ton of great big stuff this month. I've been mostly picking up some good minor keys right now. And just getting some inventory, especially since I haven't really been doing a lot of sales. I've just been super busy. So, yeah, once I get back and you're like selling, then I'll pick up like a lot of really big stuff. But, you know, they get a few. Okay, X-Men issue, and ignore my sticky note, that's kind of blocking. I forgot to take that off. But X-Men 87, 8.5 white pages. I found this book for a screaming deal. I think, like, with X-Men, like, anything, like, 1970s or earlier, if you're reading the book in, like, upper mid-grade, like, an 7.0, 7.5, 8.0, anything higher than that, especially with good page quality, that's sweet. Because, X-Men pretty awesome stuff. Obviously you don't see as much as low grade. You can go out there and see tons of low grades online. I'll still pick up low grades. I love low grades, but find a nice copy for a good price. I mean, look, I was super happy to find this book. I found it for a really, really good price. I was surprised at how cheap they had it. Now, this slab itself isn't perfect. There's a few minor not even scratches, scuffs on like kind of like the front right down here, around the back, like right down the very corner. And it's not going to show up on camera. It's super small. But, even with that, it doesn't really matter. It's not even like a big deal. And it doesn't affect, because it's not even like directly on top of the book, really. It's just kind of more down the corners. I mean, I really didn't mind at all seeing that. So, yeah. And it's still sealed, all that type of stuff. Still encapsulated. So 8.5 white pages. Super happy to see that. And of course, I always pick up a little bit of pre-code horror. This month, I didn't pick up as much as I did the other month. Just wasn't really seeing the, I don't want to say I wasn't seeing the great deals that I was seeing. But, deals come up and they don't come up sometimes. And this month, there just weren't that many. But Haunted Thrills, issue number 3. Oops, I need to readjust the camera. This one, not the highest grade. This one is pretty low grade, probably around 1.0. The staples are still attached. The spine isn't fully split, but definitely has some chunks out. I mean, it's not perfect. Maybe like even a 0.5. Not perfect, but it's still all there, still complete. The spine is still, it still exists. That's a nice way of putting it. The page quality on the inside is pretty nice though. But yeah, Haunted Thrills, always kind of had trouble finding these for good prices. Found someone with one for a good price. So I was pretty happy. And then final book is Vault of Horrors issue number 13. Oh my gosh. Camera, no. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Vault of Horrors issue number 13. Now, anytime you're looking at EC, there's going to be a huge price tag attached to it these days. Unless you're really lucky. And, I was a little bit lucky. Now, this book is complete. The spine is intact. The original staples are still in there. It presents decently. It looks pretty nice. I mean, there's some minor, tears and minor, creases. Or, not minor, but kind of more longer creases on this book. But, and at first I was like, wow. That is a really nice copy. But there are some issues. The main issue is just tape on the interior and exterior spine. That's the one thing where I have kind of a problem where okay, the original staples are still both attached. The spine is still mostly there. Why did you tape it? Why did you tape it so much? But anyway, still a great book. Vault of Horrors 13, great read. Also featured an ad, or one of the first ads for Crypt of Tears, which would eventually become Tales from the Crypt, so that's pretty cool. It also features a morphine or drug story. I'm going to double check my notes. Morphine story in here. And it's also the second issue of Vault of Horrors. So, yeah, definitely a really cool book. That is all I picked up. A lot of books, most of it I went through pretty quickly, because it's mostly smaller stuff, but really cool stuff. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at KeyComicUniverse. And make sure to come back for future videos and check out my posts and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Peace.